So the best advice clearly would be for individuals to present to the UNHCR. The United Kingdom, like many countries, works closely with the UNHCR, and we already operate safe and legal routes in partnership with them. That safe and legal route is available today, and in fact, the UK is the fourth largest recipient of any country in the world of individuals through those routes operated by the UNHCR. So his central contention that the UK is somehow not a generous and compassionate country, that we are not working with organisations like the UNHCR in this regard, is factually incorrect.
Well, let's bring Jon Craig back in. He's had one eye on what's been unfolding at Stansted Airport, those UK nationals arriving back into Britain, and the other eye on what's been unfolding in the House of Commons, because while that flight was arriving at Stansted Airport, the debate continued in the House of Commons. Where did we get to with that ahead of tonight's vote?
Well, I think I'm right in saying that Mr Jenrick, that clip we heard just there, was responding to the SNP's Joanna Cherry. Now, she is a leading KC and really is the SNP's legal brain, really, expert on these matters. Now, she has made the claim during the course of this debate, which is on a government amendment which would allow Suella Braverman to disregard some rulings by the European Court of Human Rights. Joanna Cherry has said that elements of this bill, and that is this bill, the illegal migration bill, all 60 pages of it, pretty weighty piece of legislation. It would allow ministers, Joanna Cherry says, to breach international law, and she asked why the Home Secretary has refused to appear before the Joint Committee on Human Rights, which she chairs, to justify her admission that the bill's not compatible. Now, she is referring to a statement on the front of this bill, which we've discussed more already here on Sky News. This is Suella Braverman's statement on the front of the bill, where she says, I am unable to make a statement that, in my view, the provisions of the illegal migration bill are compatible with the Convention rights, but the government nevertheless wishes the House to proceed with this bill. Now, I remember this came up a lot at second reading and the early stages of the committee stage. It's committee of the whole House because it's such an important bill, not, as they say, a committee upstairs with just a small number of MPs. But so that's a clash with Joanna Cherry. But let me tell you something quite significant. Geoffrey Cox, the Sir Geoffrey Cox, I believe he is these days, former Attorney General, has made a dramatic intervention asking, isn't the Minister, in fact, asking this House to give legislative sanction to at least the possibility that a Minister of the Crown will deliberately disobey the international law obligations of this country? So that is a senior Tory joining the attack on the government. Now, Mr Jenrick has said in response to that that the UK takes its treaty obligations very seriously, but then Sir Geoffrey hit back and said MPs are being asked to approve quite consciously and deliberately a deliberate breach of our obligations under the ECHR, European Court of Human Rights. One other piece of news, looks like the government's going to avoid a rebellion on the illegal migration bill, on the amendment from Tim Lawton. He put down an amendment on child refugees and unaccompanied children, but he's now told Sky News he's happy with what Mr Jenrick has told him during the course of the debate. So it's all getting quite heated in the House of Commons, with a surprise and what's, by all accounts, a pretty dramatic intervention by a former Attorney General, Sir Geoffrey Cox, in a clash with Mr Jenrick, who is taking the bill through the Commons today. Report stage and third reading. It will complete its passage through the Commons tonight, but of course there'll be big clashes in the House of Lords in the weeks to come.